Hi folks, and welcome to the Miigwech channel, and I'm in the forest again, and today I want to show you another project as well as a different knife you might not be aware of. And the knife I am talking about is this one here, and personally this is in my opinion, this is a really versatile toolkit, so I wanted to show it to you. It's the Victorinox locksmith, and it's got a big blade. It's a 111mm model. The locking mechanism is not a liner lock, but a liner block, because the liner moves all the way across the root of the blade and blocking the motion. It always has a little bit of radial play with Victorinox, because this is pretty difficult to achieve, and because of all the other tools, and the liner also locks the cap lifter, which is actually a really great thing to have, because this lends itself to prying and using for harvesting resin or what have you. There also is a really great and decent wood saw, which works on a push and a pull motion. The spine of the saw is thinner than the edge, which is really great to reduce cutting resistance. A lot of people use the spine of the saw for fire starting, which I'm not a big advocate for. Rather, I use the inside of the cap lifter, which works pretty awesome. And you can also sharpen it if it doesn't work. It depends on what you're having. What it also has is a metal file, and this is really awesome, not just for filing metal or sawing metal, but also working bone, and because it's got a pretty great surface to process bone, and it offers you a little bit more control when working bone, because with a wood saw, if you're working on delicate projects, it can be that you get shattering and tear outs with the bone. And looking for a piece of wood to saw. The wood saw it doesn't come as a surprise that this is really great contender, and the blade is also pretty great for, yeah, well, it doesn't come as any surprise at all. And like so, this is oak, by the way, and well, this one I don't even know whether this is still in production. This is but it's, I think they discontinued it, and which is a shame actually, because this is a toolkit that I made knives with, just this knife, in the forest. And so this is pretty great to have on you. And so this is just just a little bit of carving to show you the toolkit. And maybe I will make a nail bending needle, a big one, big one, big bad. It also has the awesome awl, which doesn't have a hole for sewing. It's more of a reamer that way, and I'm not using a lot of force, and it's pretty sharp and goes in there pretty well. Drawing 2 holes, and until the tip comes out at the other side, and then widening the hole, and so see, taking the hole where it came out as a guide, and not going too far in. I'm doing the same on the other side, on the other hole. Until you can see the tip coming out on the other side. And then you change sides, and that way you can also correct the direction if you messed up. And the thing with the locksmith is that it is a little bit better when you're carving for really long term. They're a little bit filthy, sorry, for longer periods of time, because as opposed to the other models, it doesn't have a corkscrew but a Phillips head screw driver, and well, it's just a little bit smoother than the corkscrew, and some people are a little bit sensitive to that. Well, now I'm cutting between the holes, and I'm doing this to show you just showing you how the knife works, and working with a knife to see it and coming off little splinters. And if you've done that, you can clean up and make it, if you need to, make it a little bit more symmetrical. And if you really want to use it as an nail bending needle, I suggest you sand it a little bit down. So, and as you can see, it doesn't take a lot of time. And kudos to you if you do this with cold steel SRK. Sorry, I don't want to bash the knife, but it's, well, in my opinion, it's pretty much suited for a bad example, because if you think along the lines of Moskoshansky, like I do, that your exclamation marks survival knives need to do delicate work too, then with a cold steel SRK in a standard version, you would be pretty screwed, because it doesn't cut. it wants to chop. It's really and it's really rugged. It's not what I'm saying, but maybe I will make that video. I have postponed for such a long time now. This needle would be pretty great for plating too. It's not just for nail binding, but for nail binding it's a little bit too long. But, you might want to shorten it. But if you want to maybe do some basket weaving or something, this is pretty much something you yeah, you might want. So, and what I got now is a piece of bone, and this is not cleaned because I found it, and what I did is give it a thorough treatment with hand sanitizer, because you don't want to get yourself some hunter virus or something, and this is that's not going to do you any good. And I want to carve a bone needle from this for sewing or something, and in order to do this I want to split the bone. This is a rib bone, and I personally prefer this for making needles because they are not as stiff. You could also do this with a random rock, well, what you want to do is you carve off the sides of the rib bone, because there is the marrow in the middle. And then you can, if you need to remove that part. If you did it right, you have a nice platform to work your blade in. Don't use a lot of force. And it pretty much depends on the bone. Actually, this one is pretty rotten, so not going to work, I think, that way. Well, it's pretty rotten. Different plan, because, well, the thing is, if you're in a pinch and well, most of the time giving up is not an option, and so if you need a needle, well, you need a needle, and you need to use your head and your gray matter in order to make things work. Because the thing is, if I'm doing this, well, the thing is, if it doesn't work out, well, I go home and we'll be prattling a little bit or something, but if you are really dependent on it, well, you need to make do. And given this needle doesn't work out, this when I go home and have no needle, that's not a big problem, because I do have needles, and I do have steel needles and brass pins and what have you, and I can buy them. But if you can't, well, you need to make do. And if one way doesn't work out, you need to do it another way. And actually, imagine people did this with just a rock, and it doesn't work. Really doesn't work. Doesn't want to work. And this is something people also don't get about Stone Age survival or what have you, Stone Age culture, is that people didn't they couldn't rely on going to the hardware store and buying something, but they needed to find something and then make do. And they didn't have something like a Swiss Army knife and stuff. So so I'm using my metal saw to carve a notch into it in order to snap it off in a controlled manner. This is not going to be the needle I thought it would be, is what I want to say. It's so I must do it another way, and well, I will try as I might, of course, using my awl to make the hole, and don't use a lot of force. It's not going to work. And the thing is, this bone doesn't is pretty brittle, and that's when you find stuff like that. You don't have any control about it being the perfect quality, and it actually does depend on you making do, and the raw material is nothing standardized, and so you might make refrain from making a needle from that, and rather make some sort of an awl or something, and because you need to feel the material, and you know, you need to feel what you're doing rather than measuring it. And measuring is a pretty great thing, because industrialization needs measuring, because you need to reproduce what you made in well, 1,000 times or more, and that's so that's a pretty great thing for industrial work. But if you are left with material that isn't standardized, and that's just lying around, and was something very different to begin with than what you want to make, well, not going to work. And so you need to improvise. And I pretty much think that people in other cultures are far better at improvising stuff than we are, because, well, we have lost it, because we are also, it's not just the things that we, the products that are standardized, but also people. And this is something that I'm taking the stone, but I wanted to show you how to do this with a wick, so I'm using the wick instead. This was just subconsciously taking the stone in order to because I usually try to make it with just rocks and stuff. I'll make a video about that, maybe too. What I want to do is I just file it down, and because carving didn't work that well, I need to try another technique. And this is what I mean. It's and also if you are talking to e.g. First Nations people or indigenous people in general, and who still learn from their ancestors how to make bone needles, is that a decent bone needle takes a lot of time, and it's not just that you can rush it. And this is something we forget as Westerners, Europeans, or what have you, whatever we are. It's not just that we forgot to make bone needles. We don't need bone needles. We have steel needles and we can buy them and what have you, but we forgot the patience, and everything must be fast because time is money, and this is what gets in our way, because if you want to do this is sacred. It's something, and that's not esoteric, because if I were to go to this, obviously I'm not advocating it, and obviously I'm not doing this. But if I were to go on a graveyard and take the bones of your family members, deceased family members, you would get my meaning. That if I were to make something from the bones of your gramps or something, first, that would be disgusting, and I wouldn't do this in the first, obviously, because piety. But if it's an animal, we don't think twice. And I don't think that animals are offended by using their bones. And I wouldn't be offended if an animal would drop dead here, and well, the wild pigs would dispose of me. I don't think I would be very much offended, maybe if I was still alive, but what I want to say is this needle is a gift, and if you make something like this, I personally, I can only talk for myself, but I personally feel obliged to use it, or to put it as at least to offer it some piety. And the least piety I can offer is that I take my time making it. It's not just that I'm making, I'm doing a video and then I dispose of the needle. And the thing is that resources are sacred. Everything is sacred, if you so will. Even if this sounds pretty esoteric or lightheaded or what have you, but it is not that. It's not that easy as we want to believe, because, well, on the one hand, the hunt, and this is someone asked me, I think Shapupi, drop me a comment if it was you. Sorry if I do have a lot on my mind at the moment, so maybe I forgot. What's my stance towards hunting and fishing? The thing is that personally, I'm almost vegetarian at the moment. For once because I can't afford it, and secondly because, well, if you can afford to buy industrial meat, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing for you, and it's not a good thing. Well, it's not the environment. It's if you're fine with torturing animals to death, and I really mean it. It's not a moral thing, or I'm not getting morally. I'm not judging or something. If you're fine with that, fire away. It's everything you do has consequences. If you can live with the consequences, fire away or not. I have decided that I can't live with the consequences. It's not that from time to time I enjoy a piece of meat. It's not that I think it's you call that a flexitarian or something, which is ridiculous. What I am pretty much inspired by is indigenous lifestyle, because and the story of Miigwech, the bear, and the bear spirit. And if you look at what a bear eats, it's 70 to 80% vegetarian, and well, the rest is livestock. And the thing is, if we were to do this, I think it would not be a big problem at all. The problem is that we industrialize everything, and industrialization, I think, is the culprit, not eating meat. If you were a hunter and you hunt for sustenance, well, that's maybe the best thing you could do. And this is, if local ecosystems still working, and you do this is actually beneficial for the ecosystem, because, well, we are not alien to nature, we are nature, and this is something we forgot, and we also tend to forget it in the context of eating meat or hunting, or I think those people getting mad at hunters get mad at the wrong people. There are pretty great assholes, but that's not what I'm saying. And not every hunter is an asshole, and a lot of them are doing a really great job for the environment. So it's not, use your brain, is what I want to say. And the thing is, you need to pretty much look at the situation at hand, and if you actually what Christians do, and I would not call myself a decent Christian, and I'm not pointing any finger at anyone who isn't, and that in the first, because this is something I really hate about some Christians, the intolerance, because, well, there are, well, enough said. I don't want to talk about religion either. It's just it can only backfire. But what I want to say is saying grace before your meal is one of the things that goes a long way to raising awareness in yourself that everything you eat is a gift and is sacred. And you don't need to be a Christian, by the way, to say grace before your meal, because, well, I think one thing is that billionaires are folding up society for everyone. Recently, I saw some of those guys high as a bird on some sort of talk show, and that's just insane. They rule us, and it's just insane. They are just insane. It's not well. They are completely deranged, off their rocker, conkers, totally bonkers. They are totally addled in the brain, and so those are actually. Why am I saying this? Because, well, they use Christianity as a weapon, and intolerance as a weapon, and it is pretty hard to talk about religion these days without offending anyone, because everyone wants to be offended, and I don't want to offend anyone. And it's not. The thing is, it's not about living, it's about dying. And in every life there are 5 minutes that matter. Nothing more. These are the 5 minutes, your last 5 minutes. And if you die, you can experience hell, because your regrets can backfire on you. And you know, the thing is, if you try, it's not that you need to lead a decent life or a morally sound life or what have you. You just need to live a life that you can, in your last 5 minutes, you can actually say, okay, that's it, fine. And if religion helps you to achieve this, that's what religion is for. And this is something it's for the people, it's for your peace of mind, and it's for your for you not going to hell. And hell isn't what people tell you. Hell isn't, well, it's not you cannot create an image of God or what have you. Personally, I think you can pretty much leave the matter out of metaphysics, because physics is fascinating enough, and it explains immortality. It's not what we think. It's pretty hard to find comfort in mere data, but if you think about it, it can be done. And I know people who do this, and well, but enough of that. What I wanted to say is, I found this bone, and it belonged to a hare, and I'm really grateful for that, and I want to say grace for that. Is what I want to say. It's not something abstract, and we as Westerners tend to think, well, First Nations people are always like, oh, I can see the Great Spirit in everything, and they can be resi as fuck, and that's pretty okay, because they are people, folks. They are people. They are not concept. They are not nothing that's. On the one hand, we put them on a pedestal. On the other hand, we try to deport them to what have you. That's absolutely fucking unfair, and it's there are still indigenous women going amiss every year, and ending up in a landfill. And I'm not pointing a finger at Americans exclusively. Same goes for Germany. where people with a migration background get beaten up in the street because they are migrants, and that in a time where we all can become refugees in a blink of an eye because war, climate change, or what have you, and that's not just morally awful. That's that's just dumb as fuck, because we need each other and we need to cooperate. So I want to break it down a little bit. I don't want to because this esoteric mindset doesn't get you anywhere too. But this is bone of an animal that has lived, and some of you who watch this might find this pretty gross, that I'm working with such a material, and actually I didn't clean it a lot. I got my hand sanitizer, and I will use my hand sanitizer afterwards too. But this is what will become of you too. These bones, and everything. Whoever says anything else is living in illusion. It doesn't understand the world, how the world works, and so we are food for someone else too, and we are nature. And if I got pretty bad feedback from my family when I buried my parents, and was I tend to think things through to the end, and obviously that's not easy, and it wasn't easy on me imagining how my mother, who I really loved, and which the loss was really, really, really grave, and but imagining how she looks now isn't good for you, actually. But this is what happens. This is something we can't. We have pushed aside, and we think that's but that's not how it works. That's not. And if we insist on not thinking it through to the end, we miss the part where we all are, where the atoms in our bodies, and even in the thing, the poo we create every morning, was created in stars billions of years ago, and that's fascinating. And the thing is, what I want to say is, I'm not trying to talk myself out of it, because I don't need a bone needle. And maybe some folks would have enjoyed the Marital still, but that's a rip, and I don't think. Also, what I want to emphasize is that I got permission to do this. If you do this in Germany without permission, this is poaching, and you can go to jail for that. I will use every bit of this bone for buttons. This part will maybe become a button or something, for a pouch or something, and it is precious to me, and it is precious and even sacred to me, because but on the other hand, I do not absolutely need to have a bone needle. I got my steel needles for sewing something. I will use it for sewing. I will use it to learn stuff, to learn to make stuff, and to make do, and to sharpen my senses, and to rewild, to try to find a way where the future is still possible. And this is why I do this. And well, talking myself out of it. But actually, if you don't absolutely need this, well, don't do this. On the other hand, I think maybe what speaks in my favor, even though it's not a lot in this case, though, is that well, how to put it? Because it's pretty difficult. I honor the animal that I'm using, and I think if more people would know how much work goes into resources, and would take more time to make stuff and buy less stuff, and really cherish the stuff. Actually, that's crap. I think that's a lot of indigenous persons would laugh at me for what I produced, and I don't think it will work on really fine garments, but maybe on for sewing thick leather or something, with punching a hole with a bone awl or something, and then using it to just pull some a leather thong through or something. I think this, but actually it's not perfect, obviously. And what I want to say, what want to create is awareness. Is, well, you know, I'm a knife nut, and I do have a lot of knives, and I sometimes I just bought them to be part of collectors, a group of collectors, and bragging about my knives, and getting to know people, and talk to people, and well, as a sort of a social interaction, or a way to start a social interaction. Do I need them? No. And they cost a lot of energy to produce, and well, maybe make your own and enjoy fewer knives, is what I want to say. Even though that hurts to say, because I really love new knives, and this channel is often about knives, and nice knives, and collectibles, and what have you, and what someone produced them, and that's, maybe we need to get a life. It's not that I'm not bashing that, because I'm pretty much the same, and I actually I don't think I will change that in the near future, but it isn't right. Old timers often had that at the maximum 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 10 knives or something, and not talking about special tools, by the way. It's just, but this is something. Maybe we do this for all together the wrong reasons, and maybe I don't know. The thing is, that's not judgmental. What I want to say, it's not. But what I want to say is it's not that easy, and we. I'm talking for 45 minutes now, and I'm working on this needle for 45 minutes now, and it's a pretty humble tool. And imagine how long making a decent knife would cost you, and but I also tend to think along the lines of, well, if I need so many hours, or then it would cost me too much, which is utter bullshit, because that's not how it works, or should work, actually. And one thing is, I found this on the forest floor. I found this on the forest floor, and with just this and that, and maybe a little quartz rock or something, I could make myself a needle from that, with just the resources lying around. And if I dropped it, there would no harm be done, because if I drop a piece of plastic, there is harm done. And it's awesome to be, or at least have the notion to be able to make stuff from the land. And that's pretty healing, and this is something which might be a conclusion to this video, that it's not about being morally sound or morally perfect, not yet, because I think the most urgent thing is that we need to heal, because we are all sick. At least we Europeans and Westerners, and in general. And if something like this heals you, I think it should be a sort of a ritual. It should be. It is a healing ritual, and it's not about the perfect bone needle or something. It's not about something. By the way, these will maybe, if everything goes well, this will maybe may become 2, and or maybe one breaks off, because now I try, as I might, to cut through the marrow. And but it's getting dark, and maybe I can present these on another occasion. I'm cutting like so, and I'm not using a lot of force for it, because the bone is, as I said, pretty brittle, and I don't want to ruin my work. Any which way, I think it's maybe maybe I make a lot of fuss about stuff I wouldn't need to make a fuss about, and maybe I should have stuck to just making a review about this awesome knife, which it is. By the way, blade is 1.4110 steel, tempered to hardness of 58 HRC. The spine thickness is about 2.2 millimeters, and the thickness above the edge is just 0.3 millimeters, which makes it a really awesome slicer. And I think this is a really awesome toolkit to have on you in the forest, and well, and you see, you can do delicate work with this. And as I said, to me this is a ritual, and maybe I make a lot of fuss about something that doesn't deserve to be made that important. But I don't think I make it important. I think it is important, and because it strikes, in my opinion, it strikes to the heart of our culture and what our culture is challenged with at the moment. And this is what I think we all need to we all need to ask ourselves some uncomfortable questions. And carving a bone needle isn't yet getting you anywhere. That's not what I'm saying. But you know, we need to get our act together. We need to heal. We need to be able to talk to the First Nations people, because they are the custodians of nature, and this madness has to stop. That's simple. And if it heals your soul, and it does for me, trying to learn where indigenous people are coming from, and this is also one reason I do this, because that way I can understand, and not just how to make a bone needle, but there is a whole mindset involved around this needle, or the null beading needle I just made. Well, I would love if I could offer you some food for thought again, because actually I think it is important, and you don't need to be of the same opinion than I am, obviously, because I don't know everything, and I don't know it all. But maybe I offered you some food for thought, and well, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and stay sane and healthy. And I hope you can find something in the woods that heals your soul. And I think it doesn't need to be a bone needle or something, or crafting something or something. It just might even be you just, not just even be. It's just bullshit what I'm talking. It might be that you just want to sit on a stump and don't do anything, because this is something we also need to learn again, because putting that into my purse, and you know, I wish you can stay sane and healthy in these insane days, and actually be an ally to indigenous people, and don't fall for the raving madmen on the talk shows. And is what I want to say. So, as I said, thanks for watching, and I really hope to see you soon, even though I'm not quite sure when the next video will get online, because I don't have internet at the moment, regular internet access at the moment, so it might take some time, and well, and I'm always contemplating calling it quits altogether. On Facebook and Instagram, I will delete my accounts probably come next year. I need to figure out to get all my information downloaded and secured, and not as easy. And you know, and I'm constantly contemplating about calling it quits on YouTube too, because well, I don't want to support those raving madmen. Even though the community is awesome, and it has nothing to do with you, and but well, folks, I wish it were not necessary to think about these things and to think along these lines, because social media would be a really great thing and would be a really awesome thing. So, but if I did, I would announce it, and I would try to find an alternative, and so I wouldn't be away altogether all of a sudden. It's not, and I'm not. Maybe I'm staying on YouTube and on Blogger for quite some time still, because I haven't just figured it out. And the thing is, it sucks to think about that, but well, seems to be necessary because, well, raving madmen and stuff. But as I said, there would be an announcement if I were to leave YouTube or something, and there would be an alternative. And well, so that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you can find some joy in the woods, or whatever you are doing, crafting stuff, or just getting cozy with your family, or well, light yourself a candle even if you're alone. And I think this is important in these days and in these times. And stay sane and healthy is just what I'm saying. And I hope to see you soon, and don't take my announcements or what have you too much too hard, because I'm not quite decided yet about that. It's just, I would just wanted to mention it because I think you guys deserve to have a part in this decision. And well, so that's it. Stay sane and healthy, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.